Be living with Intermountain Healthcare.
Welcome back to Good Things Utah. I was doing a little bit of math during the break, and it blows my mind that during the next 5-minute segment we're about to do, 9 people across the United States are actually going to be having heart attacks. It's based on data and research from Intermountain Medical Center. And today, Sarah from the Heart Institute is here to talk about our heart health and how we can prevent stuff like this from happening. So welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you.
Happy you're here. Let's talk about these numbers and put them into perspective a little bit. How common is heart disease?
Yeah, what people don't realize is it's still the #1 killer of both men and women in the United States. And what's so important, why we talk about it so much, is that we found that about 80% of those early deaths, the people coming to the hospital who are sick, that's preventable if we can do things and change our diet and lifestyle to be healthier earlier on.
It seems like we all know someone who's impacted by cancer, you know, and it's crazy to think that even though that's one of the most pervasive things we always hear about and talk about, this is still more common. Heart disease is killing more people.
It is, exactly. Yeah, a lot of people don't think about it, and sometimes it's because it happens slowly over time. Some of the risk factors are silent, so like high blood pressure or high cholesterol, things like that. You don't know it's happening to you until maybe it's too late and you have chest pain or a heart attack.
So just how genetic is it? I mean, obviously that plays a role, right?
It does play a role, but like I said, we found that 80% is preventable. So the majority of the cause is definitely our lifestyle.
Well, with that in mind, everyone who's watching right now and who's interested in learning about their own risk factors have the opportunity coming up this Saturday to learn about just that. What's this event that's happening?
Sure. So on Saturday, we have Heartbeat 2018 from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Intermountain Medical Center. So it's a great event. We've always had things for families and kids to do, but we've definitely enhanced that this year. You showed a picture of our inflatable heart, so that's a great way to learn about it.
It's like one of those big bouncy things almost, but it's not bouncy.
Exactly. You don't get to bounce, but it makes it so it's a life-size model of the heart. So you'll definitely learn more than you ever have before.
I go, that's what it reminds me of. It really is, but it's interactive. I mean, you walk all the way through it, you're looking at some of those pictures, and there's like videos and different displays, right?
Exactly.
What are you learning as you walk through the heart?
So you're learning about the different chambers of the heart. You're learning about the coronary arteries, which are also actually on the outside of your heart muscle, and they give your heart muscle the blood it needs to function. And then as you go through, you'll learn about the different forms of heart disease. So it's just so educational.
Wow, that is totally fun for the adults, but also for the kids, which I like.
Yeah.
You can also get an assessment to determine your risk of heart disease. How does that work?
Sure. So you'll come and we have sort of a questionnaire asking you about your habits and your family history. We take your blood pressure and your weight, and then if it looks like you are at risk for heart disease, you can move on to getting an EKG that day at the fair. And then we also will have cholesterol screening for $8, but you do have to come fasting if you want to get your cholesterol taken.
Why is it important to know your cholesterol?
Sure. So cholesterol is one of those things, like I said before, is silent. So you don't feel anything necessarily, but if it's too high, you're at an increased risk for heart disease. So if you catch it early, you can change your diet, you can take medicines, and you can bring it down, and that will keep you from having heart disease and being sick.
My goodness. You also have cooking demos for heart-healthy meals, just to name a few, CPR classes, which is great, and then something called pet therapy. What is that?
So we have a great team of pet therapists at our hospitals at Intermountain, and it's different dogs. There's also some other animals too, other small animals. They help people relax. They actually show that they reduce stress, and then stress has an effect on our heart health. So it's just a chance to have some fun, to sit down and relax and spend some time with an animal.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah.
And then you have some highlights for the kids. We should mention they can look through a microscope and see heart tissue. And we're hoping maybe there will be a light flight chopper there, right? Depending on weather.
Depending on the weather. Sometimes they haven't been able to fly, but weather permitting, they'll be there.
That will be so much fun. This is definitely an event, you guys, that you should not miss. It's the Heartbeat 2018, and it's all happening again Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Intermountain Medical Center in Murray. They're one of the nation's premier heart centers, and they want us to understand our own bodies better. So hopefully you're not having to operate on us Monday, though they would be prepared to do that. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Absolutely.